And we're live. I'm here with Luke Trainer. Luke, it's been a while. How are you?
Catherine, my favourite. What is happening? How are we doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, life is good right now. I can't complain. Everything is golden. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Oh, well, we're talking because you had some super exciting news. Oh gosh, you've just frozen. We were going so well. We've been talking before we went live as well. So we've had a good 5-minute little chinwag, and now we've gone live. It's frozen. You're back.
Is that better, Katie?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right, hold fire. I'm putting a shoe up just to kind of lean you against. 1 second. Sorry.
We froze for a minute there. Is somebody using your Wi-Fi? What's happened?
They must be. They must be. They don't know the flipping stars to an interview. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell my mum to sort it out. I'm good. I'm just setting up the studio. 1 second. Right. Well,
it's a very high-tech studio, people. It's held in place by shoes and
for Katie Coppers, we won't mess around. Do you know what I mean? We only the best. How are you living, Katie? How's things?
All right, yeah, I'm doing well, but people want to know how you're doing. It's been a while since we've seen you, and I've been praying on fight news for you, Luke.
You and me both. Listen, and my entire family and my dogs, I think. But yeah, no, it's good. It's been a long time. I realized once I got the call to fight again in October, I realized this is my third fight in 3 years. I fought 2019 in October for the EFN tournament, 2020 for Bellator, and then 2021 in October again for Bellator. All of those fights have been in October, so it's a year apart. And in 2019, I think I had one fight and then the EFN tournament. So yeah, flipping inactive. My dream was to be big places by the age of 26. I'm 25 now, so I've still got some time. And I got some steps to be made, but yeah, it's been a weird one. But listen, COVID's affected all of us, so I'm blessed to have my health and my family are all good. So I'm not going to complain, and we've stayed the course and we've got a date now. So I'm good. Mukhtar, it was written. I'm happy. We're good to go.
Well, that's the main thing. Everyone's safe and well, and you're healthy, and you've got this fight announced now. It's a good fight. It's a big fight. I think it's a very winnable fight for you, but I feel like they're building you in a really good way, because this guy, Yannick Bahati, he's got quite a few more fights than you. So he's an experienced guy, and like his last fight, I looked up, was against Melvin Manhoof, who's like a ranked guy, and of course, legend of the sport. So
yeah.
I mean, he's a big opponent for you, isn't he?
Katie, if you can see my wall that I'm looking at right now, this is going to be nothing but smoke. I cannot wait for this fight. I'm envisioning this fight to be an absolute war. I'm flipping. I'm buzzing. I'm actually buzzing. It's nuts. I walk into the gym every day. I'm flipping grateful. I thank God. It's the smoke that's gonna happen on October 1st. I respect Yannick so much. Like he has, whether he sees us or not, I don't care. But I've been following him for a while now. He's come to my gym, I think, once. He's friends with one of my friends, and I missed him. And he would come down for sparring. I was gutted because I thought, oh shit, it would have been great.
Oh, we've lost you for a bit there as well. I'm hoping I'm hoping he's going to come back to us. Bit unlucky with the Wi-Fi here.
With my younger days, dying on me.
We got a power cut there, Luke.
Is that? Oh, listen, the Wi-Fi in the crib is it's a nightmare. You should be back now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Jesus.
So we were talking about him coming down to Titan. I was going to say, actually, because there are so few big guys, and Titan's a gym full of big guys, you quite often must come across people you're going to end up fighting.
Oh, 100%. Oh, what's going on with it? There you go. Yeah, no, 100%. It's a tricky one to flip. Sorry, Katie. And the light's gone off. Perfect. No, tremendous. Thank you, Power. Right, there you go. It's gonna have to work like that. Yeah. So he come down with on the grace of one of my teammates and good mates, and I missed him, and I was gutted because I was excited to spar someone with his experience, his power. He's a big guy. I'd seen some of his fights before, and more importantly, I'd seen some of his interviews before, and I thought, dang, this guy's a cool guy. Missed the sparring at work or whatever, and I was gutted. I thought he'd come down again, but it just didn't happen. And then I remember seeing, I can't remember which fight it was, but I remember seeing one of his interviews, and he was so raw, and his emotion was so raw, and I was like, raw, that's a real guy. Like that's a guy I aspire to be like. There's no fakeness in him at all.
Yeah.
So I become a fan. I actually messaged one of his teammates. I was like, yo, that guy's a cool guy, man. He's like, yeah, he's a real G, blah, blah, blah. And then I got the call to fight someone. I got the call to fight a different opponent in October. Buzzing. The fight was dope for me. He was
Can you tell us who it was?
I guess, yeah. His name was Aslan Ibo.
Right.
Comes out of Ratchic's team.
Wow.
Yeah, dope fighter. Another powerhouse. Yeah, I mean, I'm giving the guy props on my interview, but that fight fell through for whatever reasons. That fight fell through. And then they were scrambling to find me someone else, and they gave me Yannick, and I was buzzing. I thought, dope. Finally, a guy who one isn't going to pull out because I know he's he's an experienced dude. He's not scared of smoke whatsoever. And two, that's a scrap. The guy can strike. The guy can grapple. I'm praying he wants to strike. If he wants to grapple, dope. I've been grappling all my career. People have been shooting on me all my career, so it's what it is. But honestly, Katie, I cannot wait for a war. I'm flipping buzzing. I'm doing everything I can to make sure this is an absolute savage fest. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. Yeah.
Well, I'm not praying for a war. I'm praying you get a quick finish for my nerves.
Can you do that, Kate? Isn't that like media biased or something like that?
Oh, honestly, I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible. I'm the worst MMA journalist out there. My bias is legendary.
I can see. But yeah, no. So it's a fun fight, and you know what? It's my. I hope I'm all right with saying this too. It's my last fight on the contract. It's my last fight on the contract. So I signed with Bellator 2 years ago for 2 years or 5 fights, and this is my last fight. So I'm hoping they re-sign me. That's all in the talks and stuff. They've shown interest and stuff like that, but I know that for what they signed me on, and obviously COVID screwed it up, but for what they signed me to and the contract they gave me, they had some aspirations for me in their company. So I've got to make a statement. I've got to go out there. My back's against the wall, So, and I like that feeling. I like the fact that I'm a dog backed up in the corner right now. So, yeah, I'm buzzing. The team's never been stronger at Team Titan. We've got 10 consistent, huge monsters in the gym who are all fighting. They're all. We've had three people fight already and nothing but W's. We've got 2 people fighting, another 2 people fighting. So the team is buzzing. I'm in a great place. Mentally, I'm in a great space. My family's good. My loved ones are good. So yeah, we're getting it, Katie.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, you're talking about Bellator re-signing you, and there is some stuff going on there. Like they've obviously released a lot of people recently, or they weren't able to put on some shows, and like some people have asked to be released so they can fight for other promotions. Was there any element of fear when you were looking at that list of people? Like there was undefeated people on the list, there was ex-champions. Were you ever concerned that you could be on that list, or was your contract like concrete that you were at least staying for this last fight?
Well, I mean, the way they set up my contract by by that big build up with the tournament, they, you know, and the fact that it wasn't just a regular starting contract, you know, they put a lot more heat into the contract and they made it a lot more lucrative for the guys starting off. The fact that they did that and I had won the contract, it built a narrative for them like, oh, this is our next prospect. And that's how they built me. They built me up through their social media more than most of the guys. I think they interviewed, from that Milan card, they interviewed 3 fighters out of the entire prelims and main card. And I was on the prelims and I was one of those 3 fighters that they interviewed.
Great interview as well.
Well, listen, Katie, I've learned from the best now. Do you know what I mean? So all this experience of you. But that's what I mean.
I thought though, when I watched that, Luke, you couldn't have done any more in the fight. Like, that was an absolute statement. Like, that looked amazing. And then I was so glad that you got that interview. And I know that if anybody gets a chance to see your personality, you're on a rocket to the moon. Like, you're a star. You're a media gold.
I just got to stop crying in interviews. Like,
I love it.
I know you do, but not everyone's as soft-hearted as you, Catherine. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously I was going through a rough time, losing my uncle and flipping nearly losing my mum on death's door. It was weeks before and then days before of my uncle. So I was all over the shop, and then I just won this, and my pops was there, and my uncle was his best mate. So I was like, oh, rotted. And they only had to ask me one question that led to it, and then emotions were flying. But the whole fight camp, I kept my composure. You know, I had a bunch of injuries, as everyone does. I had a bunch of injuries. I had a bunch of stuff going on in personal life, but you know, that's the beauty of this game. Like, if you don't keep your composure, you can get knocked out. So it's all on me. So yeah, it was a lovely experience. It was one of the best nights of my life. But then to have a year layoff and to have all these dreams and aspirations of what I was going to do with the money and the legacy I was going to build at Bellator, and all of a sudden I'm 1-0 and my contract's almost done.
Yeah,
it was a bit heart-wrenching, but we went back to the drawing board. I've got so much better. It's you know, it's nuts. Every fighter looks to improve, so I'm doing nothing out of the ordinary. But I have got so much better since my last fight. I've improved all my weaknesses that I had before. I'll have new weaknesses, but right now I'm firing at all cylinders, and I can't wait. Like, I can't wait.
Well, this is what I think is really interesting about watching people fight at the moment who haven't fought for, like, you haven't fought for a year. He hasn't fought for 2 years. And
no. Melvin Manhoff, didn't he fight Melvin on the Italy card after me, or the Germany card after me? I thought on
Tapology it said he hadn't fought since 19. I thought maybe I got that wrong. Melvin's fought since then, but I didn't think that Yannick had. I might have that wrong.
Okay, but my bad. I don't know.
Seeing people out of the cage for such a long time, you don't know the improvements that they've been making. Even if you're studying tape, you don't know that they're going to be the same fighter. So, like, I'm so interested to see, like, what you've improved, what you've been working on. But equally, it's kind of unknown with any fight, isn't it? You go in there and you can't expect people to be the same person they were 3 months ago, because you don't know what they've been working on. You haven't seen them for a while.
No, and actually we was just talking about this. Me and my teammate Stu was just talking about this. He's fighting on PFL in a couple of weeks in Miami. Stuart Austin, that is. Get him on. Stuart Austin. Yeah, big. I hope I'm allowed to say that. If not, then I fucked it. But sorry, Stu, it's live. So
congrats, Stu. That's massive.
Inshallah, I could not. When he told me, I almost cried again. Flipping, I'm a tearer. But we were talking about it today with his opponent and with my opponent in terms of game planning, and we were talking about not having tape and getting annoyed at people not putting tape out and stuff like that. And then we said, well, at this point, it's just, you just got a game plan for yourself. You've got to do everything you're good at. Expect, you know, every fight I expect John Jones and Khabib's long lost son to get in the cage with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the GOAT of all GOATs. And I prepare like that. And then I can't be there is no second guess. There is no what's happening. It's smoke. Like, you just have to be ready. So it's So no, I'm not that fussed. I've watched a bunch of his fights over and over again. I've visualized the fight over and over again already, and I'm 8 weeks out on Friday. So I will continue to do that and run the fight back in my head, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, so it's funny, and everyone's in the same boat. Unless you're in the UFC and you've got the chance to fight in Abu Dhabi, like pretty much every other fighter's in the same boat as everyone.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting time. We'll see what happens when the fights start to build back up again. But yeah,
I always say that the mental aspect of fighting is like the real. Obviously, the fighting's hard and the training's hard on the body, but like just dealing with that, and like you say, all the aspirations you had and all the plans that you made and all your expectations, you've had to kind of temper them and roll with it, kind of thing, to be where you are now without kind of getting in your own head about it. So how have you handled it?
Well, I'd say as well as anyone can, but yeah, it's I had a lot of ups and downs, and actually, to be fair, about 6 months ago, I remember chatting to my dad, and I was like, maybe this is what like depression is, you know, because maybe what I'm going through at the minute, where I was constantly low, and you know, I was every day to train was a struggle. I still went, but every day I was like, what the fuck am I training for? I'm not getting any fights. Like there is nothing on. And then I was like, raw. It dawned on me that I'd spent seven years of my life, like I've been focused on a sole goal, and now, you know, I had that goal right in front of me. I had a tangible idea of how I was going to get to a belt. And then it was like taken away because of COVID. So, and there was no fight on the horizon. There was no sniff of any opportunity. So then I was scrambling, thinking, right, if I get cut, what am I going to do? Am I going to go to local scenes again? Am I going to try and fight abroad? Am I going to have to move abroad? Am I going to, you know, and all this stuff was happening at the same time. And then my pop said to me, he's always been a North Star for me. And he's basically said, listen, take a breath. Control the controllables. Do what you've done when you had your 25 pullouts, when you tried to flip in, offer guys money to fight you out of your own pocket, and you messaged every Tom, Dick, and Harry to try and find promotions and all this jazz. You make it work. Take a breath, and see what happens. And then I just did that. And after that, I kind of got myself out of the funk. I woke up, had some horrible green juice, went for a run, and I was like, yeah, dope. I can get back on the path. It will happen. But it'll only happen if I stay ready, because then I'll get a call and I'll be 15 kilos overweight and I haven't trained for a week or two. Then I'll be rude. Whereas now they could call me to fight tomorrow and I'd be good to go. So it's been rough. I know it's been a lot rougher for a lot more fighters. And like I said, I haven't lost my home. I haven't. You know, I was able to work through the pandemic. You know, the nannying kept me afloat, and then coaching kept me afloat. So yeah, we've made it work, and now I've got a date, so I get a chance to reset my legacy. I get a chance to start all over again. And I genuinely am. I'm a 2.0 of the version I was in Milan. So yeah, honestly, I'm grateful. Now looking back, I'm grateful. So
you radiate positivity like all the time, and I know that you know, nobody feels like that all the time, and like it's just, I knew that you would, not just you, but like everybody in this position would be struggling to come to terms with. And exactly that, the uncertainty, there's no card on the horizon. Like you can't even think, okay, well, it's not going to be for a year, but I know that like it will definitely be on then. Like there was none of that, and it just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And I can imagine how difficult it is to stay focused. But now you've got your day, and I think it's amazing in fighting how quickly things can turn the other way and how fast things can happen once like there's momentum. And like I was thinking about Mads Bennell at the weekend, and how few fights, I know he's had quite a few more fights in his career than you, but not that many fights in Bellator, and now he's knocking on the door of a title challenge. And you know, it doesn't take that many fights to get there. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly, and it's the right, you know, it's the right time. I remember when Yoel Romero dropped out, And I instantly, the second I heard news, I was like, I called David, my manager from Paradigm, and I was like, brother, what do I have to do? I'll fight for free. I'm ready to go right now. I can leave. I can come to America. I can pay my way to get there. And, you know, Bellator don't have to pay me anything. We can keep the same contract, but I'll do it for free, blah, blah, blah. And that was to fight Rumble Johnson. But in my head, I was like, this is the opportunity. This is God knocking on my door. Like, if you're ready, Luke, if you say you're ready to go, you know, if I can't fight Rumble Johnson, who is, and this is no disrespect to Rumble Johnson, but he's been out longer than me. He's come from the UFC and now he's in Bellator. A lot of people were counting him out a little bit. People were still scared of him. And there was that, oh, it's Rumble Johnson. And what a flipping honor to share a cage with Rumble Johnson. And then to be able to say, oh, I beat Rumble Johnson on a week's notice with no pay just because I'm a savage and I wanted the opportunity. And now Bellator, let's treat me right. Like, I was better, and David was like, let's slow your roll. I'll see if they can. You're not going to fight for free because you're our fighter and we care about you, blah, blah, blah. And
I want my commission.
Yeah, and I want my commission for that $1. But like, it was, but it's that, it's the, when opportunity comes, like, it's, you know, the Kevin Holland and the Shimayevs, like, I'll go again next weekend. Dope, you know. So if someone else doesn't want the smoke, I want the smoke, and that's our job as fighters. That's, you know, especially fighters coming up. It's my job. It's my priority to make sure everyone knows I'm a savage and I'm here to stay. So cool, whoever you want. So if they'd have said Nemkov, I'd have said dope. What flipping, but also dope. So, but yeah, like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, and I'm flipping, the tournament is $1 million. I saw some people apparently said that they wanted to fight, and then they got asked about the weight cut or blah blah blah, and they turned it down about fighting Rumble. And I thought, you would have been put in for $1 million, $1 million, and you would have fought Rumble, and you would have had a road to the belt. Like, there's people say it's so hard to get to the top of the UFC, to the top of Bellator, because the way they do the ranking systems, and it's you know, the money fights and blah blah blah. Well, that's your opportunity, but that's the problem. Like, it's some people are hesitant to say, oh, let's just take the leap of faith because, you know, I'm sure it will come again. Well, no, opportunity knocks. If you don't answer, it doesn't come. So it's, yeah, I don't know, but listen, I got my opportunity now. They give me a guy who's 9-5, who's an absolute savage, comes from a great team, and I'm 4-0. You know, I'm 4-0 as a pro. I've only fought in prelims. I'm now opening up the card. I'm the first fight. You know,
I think I told you that.
You did. I was like, shut up, okay. They didn't even know they announced the card until Cuppers messaged me. But yeah, and then and to find out that not only am I fighting at Wembley Arena, but then I'm opening up the card. I'm the first fight on the card, and it's going to be live on BBC iPlayer. So all of my loved ones can see it if they can't make it to the arena. So it's like, it's, you know, this is what I mean. Whereas if I had have tried to really, you know, hassle and like you mentioned, some fighters have tried to get out of their contracts. Well, if I'd have done that and I'd have got out of my contract and fought in a bunch of shows, I might not have gotten another opportunity. Whereas I knew Bellator's a good company. They do right, but they've done right by me so far. They just couldn't give me a fight because of COVID. So cool, yeah. Let's stay the path. Let's do what we have to do, and something will come. And flipping MVP versus Douglas Lima on the main event, like, that's a scrap, and people are going to be flooding in. And now they can flood in at the first fight to come watch me and then stick around. So, yeah, no, I'm buzzing. It's exciting times.
It is super exciting. I'm just going to pull up one of the questions we've had through. Stoonboy says, being 6'6" and looking big, how do you find the weight cut? And will there possibly be a move up to heavyweight in the future?
Stoonboy. What's happening?
You've fought at heavyweight before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
You as an amateur? As
an amateur, I actually went to one of my teammates' fights today and saw the guy I fought at heavyweight. Actually, Romek Sim, shout out. But yeah, I fought at heavyweight before. I'm definitely gonna be a heavyweight one day. The goal is to get 2 straps. That's been the goal for a while now. So to get the heavyweight and light heavyweight belt. I'll be honest though, right now the weight cut is breezy. The weight cut for Milan was the easiest one I've ever had, and I genuinely think this cut's going to be easier. My weight's already really nice and low, and I'm only 8 weeks out, so I see this cut being breezy again. I don't do it stupidly. I start my cut from the second I know the fight, and I knew the fight 11 weeks out, so I've already started cutting.
Will you tell us how much you cut, or do you like to keep that under wraps?
I don't care. No, that's fine with me. I'm 100 kilos right now, so I'm 8 weeks out and I'm 7 kilos away. So
yeah,
I'll maintain this sort of weight. But listen, it's no shock to anyone. I'm not a beefcake.
You're not a beefcake. We've lost you for a minute there. Stoneboy said it's that dodgy London broadband. I think he's actually in Stevenage, Stoneboy. But dodgy all the same wherever he is. I'm hoping he's out. Right, he'll be coming back to us any minute, I'm sure of it.
Katie, I lost you again. 1 second. I think
you're back.
I think it's because my dodgy Stevenage Wi-Fi and phone battery. 1 second. I'm gonna plug you into my. I need to plug you into my to my phone though, so I'm gonna have to take the headphones out if that's all right.
Hopefully that'll work.
All right. 1 second. I wasn't too prepared for this. I'll be honest. But why start preparing for
high tech studio?
So 1 second. Let me quickly do this, and I'll get back to Stoneboy's weight question.
The last time that we did one, you were in an ice bath, so we're really treating the viewers to like a full experience.
There you go. Jesus, the drama. I was actually tempted to go in the ice bath again today, but my training got switched up. Right, there you go. All right, you're back.
There we are. We're back in the room. Back in the room. And so, yeah, we were talking about your weight cut and that it's easy. When you look at someone like Rumble, seeing as we were talking about him, that guy, I met him in Vegas and had my photo of him. I could not put a figure on how much he weighed at the time, but I reckon it was like 350 pounds if I had to guess.
Oh, you met him like bodybuilder Rumble.
Yeah, but he didn't look like he was bodybuilding. He just looked huge. But I hope he never sees this. I love you, Rumble. But
listen, me too. That's it. Wait, shut if you do see it. Hello, Rumble. I'm a fan as well. No, yeah, he got chunky, just living his best life. But no, I don't feel any type of way. If I'm honest, I look at it as a discipline issue more than anything. I should be at my peak performance close to my weight because that's the weight I fight at. I walk into the cage about 97, 98 kilos, but that's just because I dehydrate great. I don't do any I hydrate great. I don't do any crazy dehydration. I haven't had to sauna for a few fights now. I didn't even have to do a hot bath for my last two. Everything is just water loaded and diet. So
wow.
I've got it down. I've got it down nailed now. Me and my teammates, Yanis helped me out for the life of me now. Mr. Sport, thank you. He helped me out for my last couple fights, and I've kind of took on everything that he said now, and I've got it pretty much down to a T. I think I know my body now better than anyone. So it's a breezy cut, and like I said, on the EFN night, I walked into weigh-ins feeling fresh. Had my headphones in. I was bopping to some country, and I turn around and there's like 7 other dudes who look like they're dying. They're on death's door, about to step on the scale, and I'm laughing and joking and smiling and chatting to my pops, and I know for a fact they saw me.
Mind games, right there. Yeah, I love it.
But that's the thing. And even if I was dead, they wouldn't know I was dead. But I was genuinely living my best life, about to fight 3 times in a night for a Bellator.
You can always tell by the eyes, can't you, when they're all sunk back.
Sunk in, they look like Skeletor. So it was. I never want to be like that. One day I might have to, as I keep growing, I don't know if I'm growing anymore or not, but as I keep going, then I might have to. But I will get thicker as I get older, and I can go to heavyweight then. But yeah, I don't want to kill myself. I feel fresh at this weight. I spar heavyweights all the time. I spar light heavyweights all the time. I spar middleweights, and genuinely, I feel like I'm my best when I'm nice and light like this. So yeah, breezy cut, no stress.
Breezy. Stoneboy said you've been in every room in the house. It's like an episode of MTV Cribs.
I'll tell you what, Stoneboy, listen.
Oh no, we've lost you again. Oh, Luke, come back to me.
Just to finish off, there's my dog there. I don't know if you can see. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back now. I tried to show Stoomboy Ralph. I tried to show Stoomboy the dog. I won't do that again. That's my bad. All right, but yeah. So I won't move again either. This seems to be a nice Wi-Fi spot. So if I touch the phone and it goes, I apologize.
Oh, so your last fight though, it looked even easier than some of your other pro fights. Was it easier, or were you better, or what do you think was the perfect combination on that night?
So on paper, the opponent, I think he was something like 4-2, 5-2. And all of his fights had ended super quick. He'd either subbed them or TKO'd them. Listen, again, in my mind, he was a dangerous opponent. You look at him and you think, oh, you know, like what's, you know, do you know what I mean? Like that was my general thought. I was like, oh, this guy's undisciplined. He's, you know, he doesn't take himself seriously. But then I remembered Daniel Cormier, who is one of the greatest of all time, also doesn't look like Mr. Olympia. So then I was like, switch out that mindset, or I'm gonna get screwed. So no, the whole time I prepped like he was a killer. I'd watched a bunch of his tape. I'd visualized the fight loads of times, and he had tools that he could definitely put to play. But then during one of the press conferences, he started running his mouth and started talking. And I was and that point I was like, oh, I've got you. You know, I remember calling him a paper tiger, and he like kind of laughed it off. And I was like, you don't even know what that means, do you? Like you're not here for smoke. You're just here on a free ride to Bellator. That's what it felt like for me then. So I took that fight very, very seriously, and that was my make it or break it fight to show Bellator that they'd made a good investment in me. So no, I wasn't trying to play any games. I wasn't trying to mess around. I wanted to get the KO. I was a bit emotional going into the fight because of all the other stuff that had happened. And then when he started talking and didn't show me respect, and I'd showed him nothing but respect, I was like, calm, cool, this is how you want to do it, let's go. And then so I wanted to take his head off, and as I started striking, he shot in for like a panic takedown. And then on the ground, like I said, on the ground I feel my most comfortable. So it was, you know, I took his back. I got my hooks in, I flattened them out, and it was, you know, that was all she wrote. But no, so that fight on paper was going to be a really hard fight, but it turned out to be a nice, easy fight. But this is what I said to people. They was like, oh, you made that look so easy. Da 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 da. I was like, there is no easy fight. There's simple fights and complicated fights, but I did everything I needed to do. If you'd have seen the way I trained, if you'd have, you know, I tore my tendons, I dislocated my patella twice, I tore my ankle. Like that was in an 8-week fight camp. So if you'd have seen the shit I'd done where I was working my 30 hours a week and still training 2 to 3 times every day. That wasn't easy. That was rough. Yeah. But it was simple. It was, this is the game plan. Me and Mickey Papas, we figured out how we're going to beat this guy. And we did everything we needed to do. And luckily, it happened. God's will, it happens again, just like that every time. But sometimes it's going to be a war, and sometimes it's going to go like that. So it's
being injured going into fights isn't new to you, though, is it? Going into the tournament, you had an injury. Was it an elbow injury?
It was the same tendon. Yeah, it was. I did it when I was out at ATT. But listen, that wasn't me griping on an injury. Everyone I've ever met gets injured during fights.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So and to me, it's like, all right, it means you're you know, it's not smart to redline your body to the point that you get injured, but it means you're prepared to put your body through damage like that. You know, that shows that you're serious about it. But yeah, I've been injured almost every fight. Every fight camp, and then in the fights, I tend just to break my little toe. So it's like you know, it's a regular circle for me now. That's why I take the week off just to nurse up, and then I'm good to go again. So no, it's normal getting injured.
I think though, knowing that you can get through adversity, and especially I think that tournament, having all of those separate fights, I'm annoyed they go down as exhibition bouts, the one before the final. Like, I feel like they should be on your record.
Listen,
because you had to get through those.
No one is as annoyed as my mum as well. She's like, no, he's not 4-0.
You beat him.
He's 6-0. I've got it on TV. So yeah, nah, it's listen, it is what it is. That night I had earned this contract as much as anyone else. So that was a flipping amazing night for me. Walking back with my pops, seeing how seeing how proud he was of me and stuff, and that was the first time we'd ever fought on like a serious show for something other than just a fight. There was a lot more on the line. We had a lot more. That was like we've had adversity every camp, but we had a bunch of adversity that camp, and just everyone had gone, everyone had left, the smoke had all cleared. Bellator contract, 3 fights, family, everyone had gone. The noise had stopped, and me and my pops were walking back because we didn't want to get in a taxi. We just thought, oh no, let's just chill. Walk back for like 25 minutes, and we were just talking, and I could feel my dad getting emotional. I was getting emotional, and it was like, rah, Dad, like we're going to Bellator. Like, this is nuts. I could be fighting at Wembley Arena. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was that sort of talk, and then that just set me up for just continuing to dream and just keep on working. So that was a dope night. That was nuts.
Oh, it was amazing. Stone Voices, I love your energy and love your passion. I'm looking forward to seeing you in October. Definitely a fan after this interview.
My man, Stone Boy, stay tuned. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to answer your question.
Yeah, you should go back and watch some of our older ones as well, Stone Boy. We've done loads of these. We are old friends now. Yeah, I normally do. You nearly got me there, but I pulled it back. Peter Knox says, is it true that beards help cushion the punches?
Is it true being... No, especially not this beard, because this isn't a beard, but brother, Peter, I appreciate you bigging up this flipping baby fluff, but no, that's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't think that beard would protect you particularly.
Yeah. Listen, I already shut up myself. You didn't have to do that to me. Cool, thank you. No.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Luke. Before we go, is there anyone that you want to shout out, any sponsors or anyone you want to thank? Obviously, give your regards to your lovely family. I love them all loads, and I've missed not seeing them.
they asked me today, because I'd mentioned it earlier, and my mum was like, you're speaking to Katie? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh my goodness, send her my love. I was like, I will. And then my pops was like, isn't it weird that you guys have spoke like every fight now? I'm like, oh no, she's basically my wife. So
I hope to catch up with them at Wembley.
I will do. I'll make sure they go say hello. So I'll catch you soon, Katie. All right.
Yeah. Any sponsors or anything you wanted to shout out?
My bad. Shout out to my team, Titan Fighter. We're killing it this year, so nothing but W's. Paradigm Management, David. Thank you everyone for doing all your work. Sponsor-wise, thank you to Janice CPD for keeping me sleepy at night times and keeping me recovered. If you want to get onto my Instagram, it's Luke the Gen. On Insta, all other socials are non-existent. So yeah, people have a beautiful life. I will see you October 1st for All of the Smoke.
Your main card on Bellator London, Wembley Stadium on the 1st of October. I am buzzing for you, Luke. This is where you were born to be. Go on.
Actually, didn't mean to interrupt, Katie, as always, but also I'm about to drop some merch. Where is it? Can you see it? I'm about to drop some new tracksuits. They're coming in.
Where can we get them?
So if you head over to my Instagram, all of the instructions are going to be on there. So stay tuned. It'll be dropped in the next couple of days. So they're dope tracksuits, 100% cotton. You're supporting your local favorite fighters, so you know.
Have you got girls ones too?
I got what?
Girls ones.
Girls, boys. One of my best friends, Jason, just had a little baby, and I've got him a tracksuit. So
shout out to Jason as well.
Jason and Kate and baby Mac living his best life. I love him. If you want some fresh tracksuits for this lovely summer to stay sweaty in, then go get a tracksuit. All right.
Have a beautiful
Amazing.
day.
Grab one and wear it to Wembley, and Luke will come and find you and give you a hug.
Have a beautiful evening, guys.
You take care. You stay healthy. Can't wait to see you on the 1st of October, Luke. Thank you so much.
No
Take
worries.
care.
Bye-bye.